Hey guys, welcome to the Patriot Act. My name is Elizabeth and I'm so happy that you're here today. Guys, if we live in the past and we worry about all the things and the mistakes that we had made, we can never focus on the things that we've always dreamed of. And if we sit in those thoughts and those memories of those negative things that we have done or that were done to us, then there's no way that we could raise our vibration, raise our frequency, and attract those things that we always think about. I know for myself, it took me a long time to accept that there was nothing I could do about the past and the things that I had done. I remember years ago, when I first tried to start getting sober and fixing my life, but see, the thing was, I couldn't get away from my past. So therefore, I couldn't move forward. I was living in the past and fantasizing about the future, but never living in the moment. And guys, the moment, the present, right this moment, it's all I have. While you're watching this, this is the only moment that you have control of. If we focus on the moment and where we are at right now, the possibilities are endless. I cannot sit here and worry about or feel bad for myself or beat myself up for the things that I did back in the day. I will sit in a low vibration, my frequency will constantly be low, and I will never be able to track those things that I have always dreamed of. And I would have never been able to manifest the wonderful things that are occurring in my life today. Those childhood traumas, those abusive things we went through in our teenage years, even those things are things that we have to work through and then leave it, right? That's where shadow work comes in, is really just moving into that shadow, integrating it into ourselves so that we could become one and align with our higher self. But the only way to do that is to accept those things that we've gone through, be aware that they happened, but they do not need to be involved with your present life, because you'll never get to the future or the future that you've always dreamed of. It's not possible, guys. I can't live back then, and I certainly can't live in the what if syndrome, right? What if? Okay, so what if, right? I was so smart back in the day. Yes, I'm very smart today, but I mean, I was very smart as a kid, and my mom would always say she never has to study. My mom would tell me I'm going to be the first woman president. I mean, people really thought I was going to go far. And yes, I have a lot more life to live, and I'll tell you right now, I am in the works of manifesting a wonderful life. But if I sit in the past and I say, well, what if I would have finished college, and what if I would have done this, and what if I would have waited to have kids and all that, I am really going to F myself up in the present day. We can't live like that. So what? So what this happened? So what that happened? What are you going to do today? What are you going to do right now that's going to help you manifest all the things that you have ever dreamed of and that hopefully you believe you deserve? That is the question you need to ask yourself. We cannot live in this low vibration. We can't vibrate at a low frequency, man. We're never going to get those things. Do you understand that? Do you understand how important it is to wake up every day and live in the moment to moment part of that day? It's the only way to live. You have to become aware that things happened in your past and you need to move forward. And, I went to therapy, like forever back in the day. And actually not too long ago. And every time I would go to a new therapist, they would say, tell me about your life. And every time I spoke about my life, I rehashed all those emotions of those things that I went through back then. And guess what? I left that office feeling like a big bag of SHIT. They tell us to vent. And I was the poster board advertisement for you gotta vent, you gotta let it out. But guess what? Guess what happens every single time you bring up something from the past? Your mind can't tell the difference from you physically doing it and or thinking about it. At the moment you start talking about stuff from the past, you then go through the same emotions you went through years ago, whether it was 20 years ago, last year, 6 months ago. Your mind can't tell the difference from when you talk about it or from when you actually live it. This is so true. So when I even arguments with my husband, or not even an argument with my husband, it could be something I went through with a friend, or something that I went through 6 months ago, or something that me and my husband dealt with 10 years ago. And every time I'd want to bring it up and talk about it, my husband would literally say, don't do this to yourself, don't do this to yourself, and I would do it to myself anyway. And I would go through that shit, excuse my language, all over again. Then I would go into either a crying fit or I'd be mad. And guess who the only person is who gets hurt in that situation? That person is me. So I got to break out of these old habits of things that society and the medical field has taught me all these years. The only person who gets hurt is me. Not the therapist, not my husband. I'm the person who puts myself through it every single time I want to talk about it. I'm not saying to get through your situation, to handle it properly. That's where shadow work comes in. Work on it with yourself. You don't need any outside entities to help you get through something that you went through. No one out there is going to help you get through what you went through, because only you know what you felt. We just want people to sugarcoat it, pat us on the back, tell us it's going to be okay, because I know that's what I was looking for. If I had an argument with somebody, or I went through something at work, or whatever it was at that moment, me reaching out and wanting to vent is just me looking for instant gratification. It was just like me wanting to use drugs at the moment when I felt like crap. We look for something to make us feel good at the moment, but we don't worry about what's going to make us feel good pretty much eternally. Right? Think about it. You speak about something, you vent it out, but then an hour later, do you really still feel good? And then 6 months later, when something reminds you of that situation all over again, did that conversation that you had with your friend or your relative, is that still going to carry out 6 months later? No. That's where the internal stuff's got to work. Work on it with yourself, because at the end of the day, you are the only person, think about this logically, that you can trust. You have to trust yourself, because your higher self is there just waiting for you to get into alignment. And that's where shadow work comes in. That's where the law of attraction comes in. All this stuff that I talk about is what's going to get you to the true goal, and that's alignment with your higher self. Yes, integration is important, but the true goal is to get into true alignment with your higher self. That is the only way you are going to completely and fully heal. That's the only way I'm going to completely and fully heal. That's all honest. It's not about that quick fix. Quick fix is exactly what it is, a quick fix. You feel like crap, you have a drink. You feel like crap, you make a phone call. But guess what? In 6 months, tomorrow, in any point in the future, whatever that quick fix was, it's not going to fix it. You got to think about you. And know that you are not only just number one, you are the only person you can trust. Because only you know the true emotion that you went through, the true feeling. And only you, if you dig down deep enough, have a genuine love for yourself. You are the only person you can set expectations on, because you need to know yourself. I want to know myself completely. And everything that I do on a daily basis is, the goal is towards that. So we need to get out of the past. Stop dreaming of the future. Live now, because now is what's going to get you where you want to go. That's the only thing. Not a ring on your finger, not a man in your bed, not a corporate job, not kids, none of that. Those are all things you can manifest. But the true goal here is happiness and joy. And none of those things that I just listed out are going to give you joy. Happy, joyous, and free. The freedom of worry, the freedom of fear, the freedom of pain. I am so sick of feeling pain. And until just recently, I didn't understand I was the only person who could really, really, truly heal myself. And that's what I'm doing. This YouTube channel is a huge part of my therapy. And I want to give that back. Because at the end of the day, if we don't fix ourselves, no one will. No medication, no doctor, nothing. You got to trust you, not the medical field, man. They want to shoot you with vaccines and give you medications. They don't care about you. I'm not saying you don't have a doctor that doesn't care about you, but what I'm saying is at the end of the day, we go into these doctors, and I'm telling you this from my own experience. You go into the doctor, you say, yeah, my mind is sad and then it's happy. Oh, here, you're bipolar, take this. I was sad yesterday, and also 2 months ago, oh, you're depressed, here, take this. I have not, in all of my experience of the psychological field, and let me tell you something, it's been a lot, I have yet to find someone who actually sat there and wanted to listen. And I'm not saying the therapist didn't listen, but they all go by the book. They don't diagnose you by life experience, which is the only true experience that will ever give you the ability to tell somebody or give the advice to somebody who's going through something that you went through. And that's why I feel so strongly and I have such passion for this channel, because I am giving you my life experience, not some BS that I learned from, another channel. I'm not saying that I did not learn from other channels, but what I'm saying is I am giving you raw, uncut, transparent truth. Because that's the only thing that has a chance to break into your brain and say, this girl might know what she's talking about. Why? Because of my life experience. And because my empathy towards those who are trying so hard just to find a way to break that wall and to find a reason to get up in the morning, because it should not be your job. It should not be your children. It should not be your marriage. Yes, all those things are important, but the reason you wake up in the morning should be because of you. If you wake up in the morning loving yourself and waking up happy with who you are, all those things I named will just come easy. Guys, I really hope that we continue on this journey together and I could bring you some light at the end of the tunnel, because it is there. You just got to open your eyes and see it. No matter how small that light is, it's there. Just look a little harder, guys. I love y'all so very much. If nobody told you they love you today, you know Elizabeth does. Peace out, guys. See you next time.